I always hate when people are like, oh, I have that one neat trick that solves everything. But there sometimes are one neat tricks that solve nearly everything or a lot of different. Oh, hi. Or it's my cat. Or almost everything. Like in the slow core barbell lifts, 90% of problems can either be fixed by a focus on the weight over midfoot, or at least by figuring out why they can't get on the weight over midfoot, can be diagnosed and fixed from there. So, and sometimes there is that one neat trick. And when it comes to coaching and when it comes to the business of coaching, the one neat trick that I find myself giving again and again is, if this were your client, if you were your client, what would you tell them? What would you say in response to this problem? Like, one classic example I get is, oh, how do I get started? I've taken 3 certifications. I've done a course. Like, how do I get started? And if we had someone who was just starting as a lifter and they were telling us, like, what books do I need to read? What certifications, what seminars, what workshops before I start training? We would tell them, get under the bar. And we say the same thing for coaches. Like, when they're in that certification frenzy, start coaching. Do them both at the same time. Just like we would tell someone who's getting under the bar, hey, get under the bar and learn what it is that you're doing, we would tell coaches the same thing. Start coaching and learning about the practice at the same time. Same thing. When a lifter tells us, like, coach, I see so-and-so on Instagram, or this friend of mine at the gym just gained 100 pounds on their deadlift. What do I have to do? What would we as coaches tell that client? It probably wouldn't be, oh, well, here's what you need to do in order to get to them. It's like, whoa, hold on. Comparison probably isn't the right choice. Like, are their goals different? Do they have a different natural history, talents, genetics? Okay, he's hopping off. Hi, kitty. Different talents, genetics. Are they on juice? You don't know. And in the same way, like when coaches come to us with comparison issues, it's that same problem. So again, that one neat trick. If you were your own client, what would you tell yourself? Another one, like business coach hopping. Oh, I read this book. I read Business First, and then I read Getting Things Done, and then I read Changemaker by John Berardi. What would we tell our client? Find one system that's good enough and deliver consistently, one day at a time. And then finally, kind of the last one that comes to mind, questions that I get is, how do I get better at this whole coaching thing? Well, what would we tell a client who wants to get better at getting under the bar? First, get under the bar and do the thing, right? That will just get you results right there from familiarity. But then after that, you want to focus on one thing at a time. One cue, one drill, maybe 2 at the top, right? 2 tops. Work on your setup, work on your focus, work on your midfoot balance, provide yourself 1 or 2 things to work on at a time and progress from there. Instead of like, okay, we're going to reset your whole ball game. We're going to reset everything that it is that you're doing. And then feeling overwhelmed as coaches and as lifters. One thing that we do, we include in the principles course is an exercise called session intentions. This was borrowed from the research on implementation intentions. When you take a look at a coaching session, a barbell coaching session, online, in person, doesn't matter. You identify a block of time when I am doing the coaching thing, I'm trying to improve something in this process. We tell our coaches, all right, identify one thing that you want to fix. I want to be more concise. Okay, how do you define what that is? How do you know I've been more concise? I don't use more than 5 words at a time. Or I don't give more than 2 cues in a set. Come up with a focus that you can give yourself and constrain yourself to that. And just having that one small thing to work on, you'll find do that 2, 3, 4 sessions, it starts becoming second nature. Just like it does for our lifters under the barbell. So that's kind of the coaching, today's coaching call and coaching topic is, if I were my own client, what would I say when it comes to my coaching practice and my coaching business? Like I said at the start, sorry, I've got people at the front door and hi. A lot of this is included in the principles course. We talk about it a lot in terms of what is the process of coaching development, coaching learning, as well as in our monthly coaching calls within the Barbell Academy. In addition, if you caught like a part of this and then stepped out or want to keep following these as we release them, then I will release them on the Barbell Academy YouTube channel and highlights here on the Instagram. Thanks so much to everyone who can make it. And thank you, Greg. And I'll catch you around.